Okay.
Very comfortable.
And we go live in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to Smash Yamcha Session.
See? You know!
I'm joking, I intentionally said that.
Fuck.
And welcome back to Yamcha Sessions, guys. Today we're going to be talking about edutainment and what it entails.
Okay.
Yo.
I just want to mention this, right, guys? Okay, I wanted to talk about which anime girl you want to smash.
God. I'm gonna edit this.
So
out. I
if
confirm need to edit this
if
out.
you agree with mine, comment I want to smash. Okay, and then we'll talk about this next week. If not, then we won't talk about this next week. Anyway, John, what were you saying?
You're saying you need the people to comment below saying I want to smash.
Yes, Lashwin, please.
For all our sakes, don't comment.
I want to smash.
Please, I just need one. I want to
Our
smash.
reputations are at stake. Even so, it wouldn't make a difference.
It's a legit question. Which anime girl would you like to smash?
So on edutainment, right? Edutainment is actually 2 words: education and entertainment. And I was actually having this conversation with Bradley Lim today about how a lot of our generation actually prefer. Wait, bro, don't put a mic, bro. His laptop gonna fall, bro. We were actually having a conversation about how a lot of. Okay, so I was actually having this conversation with Bradley today about how a lot of people in our generation prefer education via entertainment. So hence the coined term edutainment. Because like a lot of our podcasts, right, are actually structured around education in a way of people's careers and stuff like that.
True.
And it's very long format. So a lot of times when people like commit to these type of videos, which is a freaking long 1 hour plus video, they expect to gain something out of it apart from just entertainment. So like I'm not gonna shit on anybody, but like as you know, a lot of popular YouTubers and stuff like that, they actually leverage a lot on entertainment, and it's always surface level shit, right? So what do you guys think of edutainment then?
Bulma.
Like top of the mind lah, right? Like what do you guys think of edutainment? Because to me it really struck me today, right? And I thought about it, and perhaps maybe we are actually the generation that requires a form of entertainment to be hooked, to learn, you know.
But do we?
I don't know, I think so. Like, first of all, would you click and listen to Yamcha sessions knowing that the interviewer/interviewee were very boring? They had monotonous tones.
I mean, some will.
You would.
Some will.
But how long do you think they would stick around though? And
It really depends on the individual, because if the individual is a person who can learn through listening, then he will listen.
Okay.
If an individual is someone who will listen by doing or writing, then he will not listen. So it really depends on the individual as well. If I'm not mistaken, there's a test that differentiates us as an individual through learning. Like you learn through
like
listening
methods of learning.
or listening. Another one is only learn by doing. That's why sometimes, right, no matter how hard you learn, like you just can't do it.
Or you can't really absorb.
You can't really absorb, but the moment you do it, that's when you know.
I see.
Some people only can sit down and listen, and some people they have to see only and they can learn. So it really depends on the
individual.
individual as well, you know.
But like majority?
Fuck, would I know?
You don't know, you're not sure.
Wait, let me check. No. It really depends.
I feel like edutainment is growing in popularity for sure.
Okay.
That's why there is also a trending demand for podcasts in general. Boyge's point on people learning through, it depends on it being dependent on the type of person is true, and also I feel depends on the like what you actually want to learn. There are a lot of things where you just can't learn through audio alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Visual is important.
Yeah. And sometimes like Boyge mentioned, you got to do it to actually learn lah.
Yeah.
I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it's a very 20s thing. Like if you're in your 20s/30s, you generally want to learn, even if it's not quite relevant to you per se. You just find it entertaining.
The curiosity is there, right?
Yeah. So I think it's just a symptom of our age bracket as well. Perhaps the significantly younger generation wouldn't find this entertaining at all.
What, like TikTok generation?
Yeah, in essence, yes lah. What? And the significantly older generation would revert back to newspapers.
Would
Is that an
be
actual
discussed.
thing, TikTok generation?
I call them the TikTok generation. I shouldn't be calling them that. It only makes me look
So
like
true
a.
though.
Bro, some of the TikTok videos are
It only makes me look more like a boomer. Only.
Bro, I mean,
Yeah,
all the
true that.
boomer.
True that.
We are approaching the boomer age lah. So, I mean, I don't know about entertainment. I've not received entertainment up.
You don't think so?
I've not received it until today.
Huh.
all my
I find that so
all my
fascinating.
education up to today, even though I'm doing my master, all is just the traditional way. I mean, the only edutainment I learn is
Anime.
Please forgive.
Refrain yourself from Smash.
you know. Drew, just take over. Drew, just take over.
Yes. No, on a more serious note, there are certain YouTube channels like closeups.
Yeah, Kyrgyzstan. That's exactly what I was.
Fucking bomb.
Yeah,
right?
bro.
Yeah, but that one has like visual and audio.
Yeah.
Very educational heavy. It's like it's thriving, right? It's like
You know what's sad about Kyrgyzstan? Or how I don't know how you pronounce it, but you know if you watch it, you learn. But when I don't know about you guys, right? But when I mandi, right, I watch YouTube also. Right?
Oh.
I either watch Pokemon PvP. Okay.
hands down, bro. No shit.
Hands down, no shade.
I think
When I'm taking a shit also, I fucking watch PvP, okay. But when I shower, right, I need to watch PvP and I need to watch Kyrgyzstan. I don't need to watch Joe Rogan.
what the fuck's wrong with you?
Bro, first of all, PvP is the shit in Pokemon Go.
Okay, I know.
Number two, Kyrgyzstan, right, you need to watch it, right, to actually understand how the concepts work. Because a lot of their audio is very commentary rather than narrative.
Yeah.
Because they comment on what happens in the visual, hence you absorb. But if you just listen, the concepts are too deep.
Sure. And that's
know?
why it's in a video format. Not,
For sure,
not
not a
format.
podcast.
I
Yeah.
just listen to music when I take a shower. That's it. Same old guy.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Avicii levels. Check that out. Hey, that's an edutainment by itself.
Like, I think Edutainment is also like Tim Ferriss's podcast, which I know Andrew listens to, but I'm not sure whether you don't listen.
100% no.
Do you listen to Chuck? Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is actually a very structured podcast where he actually does heavy research on his guest and he prepares everything and is ready for that guest to come on. So for example, I only listened to one podcast by Tim Ferriss and it's him interviewing Hugh Jackman. So he actually went into like massive detail into Hugh Jackman's past and shit like that in Australia, because he's Australian, right? And he was learning about how actually Hugh Jackman was studying journalism when he was younger, and how he changed from journalism to to acting. And actually did you know that he had singing lessons? He was actually not a.
I watched
yeah.
I watched the latest Showman lah, so I can see that he actually had singing lessons.
Prior to Greatest Showman, and this is a spoiler for people who haven't watched the Tim Ferriss, and this is also recommended by Bradley. But Bradley got like he's going to be a guest on the podcast. I promise you, I will drag him here if need be. But when they asked Hugh Jackman like, how did you end up in this entire scheme of singing? Like, bro, Wolverine and Greatest Showman
No, let me just correct you. Wolverine is Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is not Wolverine, okay?
Yeah, bro, it's so true. He has embodied that role so well.
Yes.
And if you look at Wolverine and you look at Greatest Showman, and you look at I don't know what other movies he's acted in, because Wolverine's so iconic, but he's acted in other movies as well.
He got back? I don't remember.
Like what's that movie? The sad French movie.
Sad French movie.
Les Miserables.
Les Miserables.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and he sings very well as well, right? So you
Yeah.
can see he's like, wow, dude, this guy is so fucking talented, right? But at his time, it's frowned upon to have two things to be good at. So it's very bad to be good at singing and very bad to be good in acting. Because they're like, hey, you don't have focus one, are you? And nobody will give him an acting job, bro, because of his ability to sing. And you know, right, before he took The Greatest Showman, right, he actually thought he was going to fail. And he was like, dude, I don't know, I have a very half-hearted feelings about this and stuff like that. So when he decided to take up the role to do it, right, he was made for it because he could sing and he could act. So in the beginning, right, actually he took singing lessons and all that shit, right, you know. It's fucking crazy, bro.
Interesting. Yeah, I do think in that generation it was very like, you stick to your corporate job, you do what you're supposed to do, and you be good at one thing only. So I guess in that generation, diversity was just frowned upon. Things have changed now though, I feel.
Yeah. So to tie it back to edutainment, like, you wouldn't have learned all this if you didn't listen to Tim Ferriss's informative shit. And to me, I think that's a form of entertainment also. Like, I learned them a lot, bro.
But I feel like edutainment is very it ties back to like how it can potentially inspire you to do something better about your own life, that kind of thing, rather than it being like I don't know, teaching me like a hard skill.
Like
Right.
reading from a textbook that is very
Yeah.
rigid format, right?
Yeah, like if I wanted to, I don't know, get better at the data analysis, for example, right? Like edutainment probably, in my opinion, probably wouldn't help me.
Maybe
as
not
much
yet.
as much as maybe another channel would. Like if I actively took classes, for example. But if from an inspirational perspective, I think that's generally where edutainment is leading towards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear success stories, you hear failure stories, you hear things in between, and
Experience.
that sort of,
Yeah. I think that's actually pretty good, you know, in a way, because maybe at that time, the previous generation didn't have this form of education. So because of this lack of format, right? Maybe they didn't learn enough. I think edutainment is a good way for our generation to learn more versus the previous generation.
I think it's a good and bad.
Why do you think it's bad?
There's no control. You don't really control what they're learning.
You have no
I mean,
control of
like,
what they learn.
there's so much freedom,
Mhm.
like in edutainment. So
Credibility maybe is
there's-
true.
You never know what they might learn. Like if some of the things they find online is credible, so they perceive that other things are also credible, and then they will go and watch it and then this is right. So there's no control.
Yeah, it's like that picture. Don't believe everything you read online. Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, just because there's Abraham Lincoln down there doesn't mean it's credible or some shit. Yeah, so there's no control, and everything can be uploaded in YouTube, you know.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
you don't have control, and another thing, like entertainment is something like you sought after, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of skewed towards what you look for.
You look for it, and if you don't, it won't come to you. So that's another boundary, like that we need to do it. Like say for example, like do you know how to make coffee?
Yeah.
You know how to make coffee. Like for me, I know how to make coffee, but that art I don't know.
Ah.
So that's part of edutainment. I need to see and learn from it, right? So it will never come to YouTube or whatsoever or recommended to me unless, of course, I search for it.
Okay.
So that's another downside, because it might be something that you wanna search for, and also it might be something you like, but you don't want to search for. So it will never come to you. So you might lose out in this as well in edutainment. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's so much knowledge out there. What?
Mm.
So if you don't sort after it, it won't come to you.
I think that's also part of your intended curiosity, don't you think? Because you want to learn a specific thing. Hence, you try very hard to learn more about it. But I think it's like what you said. What is fed to you could not necessarily be the right thing. But of course, I think it's up to your duty as a person that is interested in learning about the topic to read different sources. For example, if you read about football news, example, that is a form of
Are you
edutainment.
talking about Peter Check?
No, I'm talking about
Because that's just educational to me as
So
well.
okay, example, right? If you look at transfer news, right, for football, and Jadon Sancho going to Man United, you wouldn't read just one like
I'll
mirror.
find esoccernet.com and search it out.
You would
right
search,
now.
right? Because
100%.
it's different things that avenues of entertainment and news. So I think it's also part and parcel your what do you call that? I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. That drive for you
That
to want to
one
know,
line, no?
right? So I for me when I edit videos, I actually search various videos on how to edit this way, because when they show you one way, right, it's not necessarily the best way. There are many faster ways also. So I'm like, no way, this is the best way. When you understand the whole concept of editing, so you kind of look more. Then you find out, or you ask friends, like Jock has actually taught me how to do multicam editing. Otherwise, this podcast, GG bro, I fucking like clip by clip.
Oh man, so much. I mean, right now with all the 15 a day, all the technology and all the accessibility that we have, right? So everybody's trying to go into entertainment, right?
Okay.
So that's why the younger kids right now are also venturing into it.
Okay.
And I feel like it's being ventured too much until
Too
there's no
much?
self-control. Don't you feel that? I mean, like, to what extent there is a control of edutainment? What is considered as
Is it bad? Do you think it's
it might
too
be
much?
bad. I mean, if you put it in that context, means they will be too overly dependent on edutainment. I mean, so like say for example, you want to learn in the internet. So if you're so dependent on that, so when there is a source of education that's only available through in person, through informal, or through face to face, they might just feel like this is rubbish.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Because you get lazy, right?
You get lazy, like I
yeah.
don't really want need to listen. I can just go to YouTube, but you're not available at YouTube. It's only available through person, you know.
Practical. Yeah.
Practical.
For
So
sure.
like Kemaran Hidup, you can't get that shit in YouTube. Yeah, they be like you ketuk, bro. Yeah, you ketuk what shit, you know? So entertainment
Practical learning.
shit what. So entertainment gives accessibility and so many easy things, but it also limits stuff that you need to do in practical, in person as well. And in experience.
It takes you away from
It
that.
takes you away, and if the younger generations are exposed to this too much, then
They're dependent on it.
they depend on it, so they will perceive that all of this is not really not important, and they may lose out. What? So you mean, for example, someone can just go to YouTube right now and just Google how to drive a manual car. The people will be like, clutch this, clutch that, move out. Hey, I can drive a car. Clutch this, clutch that, bang people. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, that's valid.
if you know a manual car, There ain't no clutch this, clutch that, bro. You know you're gonna fuck shit up. Either the engine gonna die or you're gonna bang some shit. So
True that.
I think we need to be a bit more careful with the edutainment that we have and how much edutainment we are showing to our younger kids. I mean, we as adults, we have common sense, you know. We can differentiate, yeah, this is not gonna work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but younger kids will be like, you know, if they are always ventured into edutainment, of course they have to use the iPad or laptop. Most of them are using an iPad or phone. So if they are, you allow them to see so many without control, so many contexts, then they might try out shit. And
But perhaps also maybe we are looking too much into video format, right? Edutainment actually encompasses a lot more things rather than just video.
such as
Like example,
radio, learning.
no, like if you were to go to a TED Talk, like a TED Talk is a form of
true.
entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't listen to it online if you could go to a TED Talk. Would you go to a real TED Talk?
I
If
would.
you would, right?
I
Especially
would,
if it's
I would
Yeah.
go.
a great
100%.
speaker, and I think that whole face-to-face thing is true. Learning and using is true as well.
100%.
But I think edutainment makes it, how do you say, more approachable, don't you think? It's like it's a great way of like learning things faster. Like for example, in the beginning when you want to learn how to kemahiran itu, okay, you don't even know what tools to buy, you know.
Bro, I don't know. I just until
Right.
today I only remember Apit G. Bro,
So-
you name any other tools? Don't say name.
L-shaped ruler.
Okay, I'm pretty legit. Okay, I'm pretty legit.
You know, so like I think if you knew the tools to buy, so example, okay, like I had a clogged what do you got, toilet bowl in the US long ago in
Did
2013.
you Google how to unclog?
Yeah, I did.
And did it work?
I
But is that a form of edutainment though?
no,
No,
because
that's
the,
not like, that's
wait,
just
wait,
how to
wait, wait.
unclog my toilet. That's
So
it.
so the video actually showed me. I was like, dude, so many times. This is gonna be a very fast video. Buy a snake or buy acid. Then it was so funny, right? So I watched it. He used the snake, just do this, and everything will unclog. Then I really did it. I like, wow, this is so fast. I thought it was damn funny, so I shared the video. Then until now, I still remember. So that's video for sure. But like,
Is it educational?
you would know what to buy. You know how to use, and after you use it.
And I guess in a sense it's educational.
Yeah, man, you learn them a lot though. But versus like if you had to read a whole article, which is not edutainment, you wouldn't know how it looks like. Pictures also is
Like if an article was like very humorous.
Yeah, if the article
or
is
very
like
engaging,
edutainment, man, that one.
I mean, if the article
that would
says
be in writing lah, right?
Yeah.
Although dude, I have never come
how
across
to
it.
unclog, buy a plunger, plunge, done.
After that,
I'll
really
read.
know. Yeah, but I think it's a great way to learn lah. I don't think it existed in the past, so I think now is a great way to pick up on a lot of things, especially philosophical things. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it
literature.
helps you become more of a generalist
Yeah.
rather than a specialist.
Do you know last time in Sejarah, right, in Form 5, right? I don't know whether you all remember this, right? Yeah.
Bro, I should remember, bro.
Okay,
Excuse me.
so at that
Hey,
time, right, it was so difficult for me to actually like absorb Sejarah, bro.
fucking easy.
To me, my memory is like short term lah. As fuck.
Asking about Naruto, he knows everything.
Yeah, no, not everything. I didn't even know which one Kushina first or Minato. That's embarrassing. But to go deeper into it, right? Actually, there was a comic book for Sejarah. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Bro, there's a fucking comic book for Hang about all that shit.
I don't need comic book because
Oh.
I know my Sejarah well.
My Sejarah was fucking trash lah. So I when I saw that comic book, right, I like, what the fuck? But it was in Malay, right? So I like totally, damn hard to read lah.
Just
Fuck.
want to say, when I was in school, everybody copied me for Sejarah.
It's true.
It's true.
But I felt like that was a greater way to learn, and I think it only gets better over time. So
I think that's an escape mechanism because you know you can't do this, so you're just trying to like, is there any other easier way? Oh fuck me, there's a comic. Okay. Straight away, you know.
But I think it's a much better way to learn because it understands what people like, and it understands how people can learn
So
better.
you're trying to say that edutainment gives. I mean, some edutainment can be a formal edutainment, some can be a funny one, right? So you're trying to say that those funny type of edutainment it enables people who is just fucking lazy or
Yeah.
to actually pay attention and
Because
relate to them.
who knows, right? Sometimes the deterrent for people to be great are things that are difficult to learn. So for example, if you
Yeah.
Isaac Newton.
huh? Like if you don't even know how to draw properly and your ratio is all off, and then this fucker shows you a video, right? Then fucking nice, right? Then you like, wow, shit, man, actually okay. Oh. Then you learn lah. But if let's say it was just like straight up education, like a textbook that taught you like, hey, you have to follow this step, then you're like, oh my god, I just want to fucking learn how to draw lah. What the fuck? I just want to fucking draw Vegeta, bro. But then now you keep reading that shit, then you're like, bro, this one make me fucking like unsteam, you know, because it's so fucking boring. Then you just don't want to draw it. So
Yeah,
in the end, that guy could have been a fucking great artist, you know. But just because of the theory and how difficult it is to fucking learn, right? The guy is like, fuck it lah, I don't even want to fucking do it.
But is that the education fault or the
Not everybody has that willpower to go through it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I suppose maybe we all like we just assume that learning has to be boring, or learning has to come from a very like flat kind of approach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very text heavy or very just bland.
Yeah.
Right? And why should we just accept that?
Yeah.
Would be the question.
Even books with pictures, if you think about it, right, great photography really pulls you in versus just a heavy textbook, because not everybody is very like imaginative to read a book. Like, did you know, right, that in Japan, I think I told this to Pogi, I'm not sure, or Justin, I don't remember anymore. But did you know in Japan, right, I think before 1890, it was illegal to eat meat. Did you know
What?
that? Yeah, bro.
I don't want to
I
know.
find that hard.
I don't want to know. I don't know.
So-
I don't want to know.
So right, before 1890 or
Why
1800,
don't
I
eat
forgot
meat?
lah. I
Why
forgot
no
the
chicken
exact
there, is
the
it?
exact date, but it's it's more than 100 years only.
Why?
Okay.
Why don't
And
eat
if you
meat?
look at Japanese food, right, it is probably one of the most diverse thing within Japan.
Right, it
Like
got
from
sperm.
tempura to tonkotsu is crazy lah, right?
Yeah, and then caught sperm.
And cod sperm and shit. So right, if you in the history of this entire thing, right, Japan actually before this they disallowed meat, right, because it was very taboo, because it was very limited resources. So they needed cows and everything to plow the land. They needed like chickens to lay eggs and stuff like that. Eggs okay, but you cannot eat the meat itself.
Then you just eat what yellow.
Hmm?
Okay, then don't
They would
make
just eat
sense.
eggs lah, basically. So
That don't make sense.
the emperor at that time, right, traveled across the land and went overseas. And when he saw what other people eating, like angmors and shit, right, he was like, what the fuck? These motherfuckers damn tall, way. They damn big, they damn strong, way. Fucker. This is why all of us damn fucking skinny lah. We eat fish only.
Didn't change
100%?
even after
He didn't change what? Oh, you're still.
Yeah.
I mean,
But no,
Good try,
no. But you look at it. Look at sumos.
Oh, true.
bro,
Bro.
sumo they don't, bro. They just
So
whack.
So at that time, when the emperor introduced this, okay, guys, we have to start eating meat. So that's when farming began, agriculture was developed and shit like that. It's fucking crazy. After that, right, people are still fucking scared to eat meat. So right, they would eat all the nitty gritty shit like the fucking chicken feet and stuff like that, and gizzards and all. And hence yakitori is so fucking amazing because they know how to perfect these little things.
I don't know about this.
So I
but
learned all
feel
this,
like-
right, because I bought a book that looked really interesting, like food in Tokyo that you have to eat before you die or some shit. So I bought it in Kinokuniya. After I read that, I'm like, motherfucker. But you never read this in a long form like history of Japan thing though.
I think it's not an important history of Japan. I think it's.
You don't think it's important?
I think the most important thing is Pearl Harbor, Hiroshima, Nagasaki,
I feel
Ajinomoto.
like it doesn't tie into edutainment.
Yeah.
Because it's still a book that just happened to intrigue you.
That's
But
it.
the
That
picture
sounds,
nice, ah.
That sounds more of a personal attraction, you know.
Yeah. I guess maybe the picture would help lah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know lah.
I feel like
If it was okay, so the purpose of edutainment in a way, or like the book, it's very pictorial, right? It's like it pulls you versus a very text-heavy book. So it's just like, let's say, novel on Japan history. You wouldn't pick it up one. You confirm would be like, fuck it. But the form of edutainment has changed so much because in the past it just used to be books. My point here is edutainment actually is a big factor in learning. Like what makes you pick up the book? What makes you click that video because of the thumbnail?
free booster pack. Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, like you buy this book, you get a free booster pack.
Oh, fuck off lah.
I'll buy the book
Yeah.
for the booster pack.
Yeah. But you in the end the book is there, right? So you like I just skim through lah. You've got a nice picture. Then
I somehow feel it's also towards the individual. Like for me, right, even if the book has theories on it,
wow.
okay, I still won't buy it because I know I'm not gonna read it. I'm just not a person who can do education and edutainment at the same time.
I think that only proves my point that you need edutainment though.
I don't know. I've tried edutainment. I sat for like first 5 minutes. I laughed and then okay, I'm done. I just can't, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know whether he's on the same page with edutainment though.
What's the definition of edutainment?
It's
You're
like
educated
education
and you're entertained.
And you're entertained. I'm entertained at the first 5 minutes from what he's saying, and then I'm no longer entertained after that.
I feel like education needs to be entertainment. That's what I feel because otherwise people sure confirm won't learn. Writing
It
styles.
depends on the individual.
I would just for me edutainment stops at inspirational value.
Nevermore.
Nevermore is a Dota hero.
Hardly
Shadowfiend.
more. I guess that there will be instances where there's more, where it's like I can't even I don't even know.
But then-
like if I read about I don't know the cooking, like let's say binging with Babish, I don't know, right?
What is
Right?
Okay.
Gordon
That's like
Ramsay.
educational entertainment.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
read-
Bro, Hell Kitchen is education entertainment, bro.
No,
Come
the
on,
guy
bro.
just tells everything.
Gordon Ramsay, brother.
Like in that sense, then then I mimic him and I can cook something cool. And that holds value. But there are so many skills that I don't feel will translate in the same way.
But do you
Yeah.
think there are chances that you would probably develop into that? I think it would though.
But
It's just a matter of time if you think about
Entertainment,
it.
I mean, you're combining education with entertainment, but everybody has a different perspective of entertainment. Like for me, for example, Smash Anime Girl is an entertainment, okay? But are we doing Smash Anime Girl? No, we are not, because from other people, it's not a sense of entertainment. You get my point?
I think it's not education, but I get what you're saying.
But the point is that potato, tomato, you know? So you see, so
That is solely 100%
either
entertainment. That is no education.
And
That
education-
only is an elaboration of
I mean,
what your sexual fantasies
if
are.
we go there, if we talk more about this, it's going to be that podcast. So we won't talk about that right now. We'll talk about it more personalized. But but entertainment is also very subjective to the individual. So the moment you come up with a video saying that, okay, just sejarah up in a very fucking funny way. So, but for me, my entertainment is not people making joke. It's people actually sitting down and talking to another. So it's not edutainment to me.
I actually think Yamcha Sessions is a great or many podcasts,
It's a
or
great
at least within this format, is a form of edutainment.
But there are some people who still don't prefer this as a sort of edutainment. They prefer it in a different context, you know. So it's very difficult for edutainment to actually adhere to everybody. It only adheres to certain individual who feels entertainment is part in the same streamline, and then they can use that to absorb education.
Yeah.
If not, means they won't.
Yeah.
So in the end, we are still only streamlining to a certain individual. We are not approaching the entire community
Populace.
as a whole, and
Yeah.
that's where education in general also comes in play. You know.
But it's like saying education always has to be very linear and straightforward.
I mean, it's not the way lah, but it's one of the way. You know, now technology has come, so it enables us to reach to the grey spot that we can't reach from education. But there are still other grey spots that we haven't tapped upon. You know.
I think it's without a fact that like edutainment works for some people and doesn't work for others.
yes,
That's what it is.
that's a fact for sure.
Same with traditional education. Works for some, doesn't work for others. Right? So like that's what it is. So maybe the discussion can be what exactly is what kind of topics are best suited for edutainment rather than traditional education methods.
But are you ruling out every single form of education to not ever be in a form of edutainment in a way?
I think it shouldn't.
You know what I mean?
It shouldn't be a.
Maybe like I'm just like because I'm born in this particular generation. I've been imposed this specific framework that education should be as such, right? So maybe I'm super biased, but I do feel like there's a set of things that if you want to learn, must be done in a serious,
Format.
structured, constructive way.
like
like
biology chapter
Like-
4 form
like
4.
law. I would imagine that falls into the bucket.
Imagine edutainment for law.
I imagine programming would be part of that as well.
Okay, so let me throw a curveball, right? So if you learned about law, okay, by the book, it is definitely a method of learning. For sure, confirm.
Yeah.
But imagine if you watch that TV series you introduced me. What's that?
What? The Office.
The how to get
to
away
Be
with
Murdered.
murder.
Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck?
That's also actually a show where it's
Bro.
entertainment, right? And
Bro.
in a way it talks about law.
The thing is, it requires a certain amount of depth.
Okay.
Like to be a lawyer, I assume requires a certain depth of knowledge.
Yeah.
Which I feel, unless that form of edutainment is very, very like in depth, then fine. But
Imagine if they categorized the entire TV show,
Yeah.
right, based on the chapters of law,
John,
and then they had to fucking structure the entire thing and write a whole plot and narrative about it, and then they have like fucking like detailed as shit. Then you like,
yeah,
whoa,
in
man.
that situation, then fair enough. But then it shouldn't be viewed as a TV show. It should be viewed more as like a visualized textbook.
Yes.
John, have you killed someone before?
No, what the fuck?
Half an hour.
Wow, that's quite
Have you
incredible.
killed someone before?
No, I have not
Because-
killed someone
okay.
before.
I don't know, but you're doing a good job lah. Cause he watched How to Get Away with Murder.
No, I didn't finish it. I
I
couldn't.
haven't finished it back. Fuck.
Yeah, but I watched it because Andrew recommended. So on top of that, you were saying something else, right? You were saying law and
Arbitrarily programming. But
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a multitude of things.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like a lot of things nowadays are actually trying to go that way, right? If you want to learn programming and shit like that, I'm sure there are fucking funny videos out there like that do it. And then you watch them, you're like, quite funny.
But
Then
maybe-
actually you learn.
Maybe you only learn.
Based on your sense
you
of
only
humour
learn
and
50% because you don't pay attention to the whole context. Then you
Maybe. But easier to rewatch.
easier
lah.
lah. I mean, but will you?
Yeah, I would.
Might.
That's why I feel like for edutainment, it should be limited to a specific set of learnings.
Imagine you have edutainment biology chapter 4 from 4.
Yeah, or if it's just chalked up to be inspirational, right? If it's inspirational, then it's like there's really no harm, right? No matter how deep or how shallow it is, you can take it at face value or not. Then I think it's fine. But there is a specific. I believe that there is a specific set of things that just shouldn't be.
Edutainment.
Yeah. Or you can do it, but you will never achieve the same degree of depth.
100%.
Then yeah, and if that's something you're willing to accept, then fair enough.
Yeah. But I think it's like what I said in the beginning, right? Maybe it's that deterrent. So at least you get started into it. So for example, if you were like finish from 5, okay,
Yep.
and you kind of have this interest for law, and
Then
then
watch
you
Suits.
Yeah, you watch what? Law and Order,
Then
Law
you
and
like-
Order, Law and Order.
I'm just gonna put them.
yeah, and then you're like, dude, Harvey Specter fucking legit, bro. So it gets you started,
No,
right?
Then you watch CSI, Horatio Kane.
From personal experience.
How to learn? Yeah! the sunglasses. You need to learn.
I think it
the
would be
sunglasses.
great, but don't you think? Like, I think it's a great stepping stone. So if you didn't have things like that, and he lists certain things that are real in law, then you're like, wow, actually damn fucking legit. I just throw paper there and shit. Then you walk out the room, you look fucking
Yeah,
cool.
but you know it's not that, bro.
It's never gonna be like that, lah, but at least.
It's not that. You see, it gives
But
misinterpretation.
For sure, it gives misinterpretation. You always think like law is
You
some
just-
serious debate in court and all that, but it's
Yeah.
never that way.
Hold the front door.
Okay. Real life example. You watch Suits, you get inspired, you pursue law. Turns out, what happens in real
Paperwork.
life is completely a mismatch in expectations from what you see in Suits.
Highlight.
Then you end up hating your job, and then you end up,
Blaming
just
Depression, suicide forest, suicide forest, Japan.
I wouldn't go that far, lah, but it's like that has resulted in a mismatch in expectations, which which would not have happened
If Suits didn't
had
exist.
you just fucking, I don't know, read about law from
Or
a
actually
structured
learn
approach,
from
and like then your expectations match with reality.
Imagine, right, if that fucker, right, actually watched Suits, right, and then like was so vested in it, right, and he went through the whole 4 years of fucking law, right, and then he read the textbook, then every day he's like, Harvey Specter, Harvey Specter, Harvey Specter, then he go sleep, Harvey Specter, Harvey Specter.
And then he went to the real world.
Real world, he wears a suit, he's like, I paid $1,000 for Harvey Specter, Harvey Specter. Then he go to the fucking law firm, right, he's like, I'm going with a new Harvey Specter. He fucking goes there, fucking throw all the paper on his table. Harvey Specter, don't do this.
Don't always believe what
Harvey
you see in
Specter, don't
TV.
do all this paperwork. What the fuck, man? Where's my mic?
This conversation, right,
You
is particularly entertaining for Chok and I.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. 'Cause I don't watch Suits, you know.
Okay lah, what TV show you watch? I can change the joke for you also, bro.
CSI.
CSI. Okay lah, so you learn about private investigator.
Horatio Kane.
Horatio Kane. Then after that you fucking
You
study
go there,
about...
no sunglasses.
Yeah, then you buy the sunglasses already, you know.
And then you put the
go
eye.
to the fucking crime scene, there's a dead body there, you know.
think we can post this.
Then after that, right, the guy goes there, right?
Fucking correct.
Then he goes there, right, in the crime scene, he's like, looks like the guy came all over the place. Then he put on the glasses, yeah! Then you even yourself, you know. Everybody just looks at you. I think it's the first day out lah. Then the guy is like, yeah, man.
I don't think you know how relevant these hypothetical situations
Why?
you've just depicted are.
Bro, it's real. You know, actually one of
Israel?
one of the main reasons that fueled me into going to advertising was actually Madman.
Batman.
Madman.
Madman.
I thought
By
Batman.
AMC. So when I saw Don Draper, so Don Draper is this really fancy ass fucking copywriter, you know. Okay, this fucking fancy ass copywriter, right? He sit in his chair the whole day, you know. Sit in his chair the whole day. Then he look outside the window, New York. Then he like, what am I gonna think about lah? What am I gonna think about lah? What's my idea for this cigarette? How am I gonna sell cigarettes? So at the time, right, cigarettes, right, were changing to be very illegal, you know, to advertise. So they're like, fuck, I cannot advertise it as a healthy product anymore. So how do I advertise? What? Then you go fuck a different woman lah. You got wife lah. All that fucking shit. Then you go there, you know. Then the whole day thinking. Then he fall asleep on his couch, you know. Then his assistant wake him up and say, sorry, Mr. Draper. The meeting's ready. The client's here. He's like, oh fuck, I haven't thought of any idea. He go inside there. He like, oh, he flip through the paper. You know. Then the client is like, So are you saying this whole time you didn't think of anything? Why are you wasting our time? The client said like that to him. Then now his fucking creative director is like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you fucking 2 days so you cannot think of anything. Go fuck other chicks or more, fucker. Then he like, that's it. It's toasted. So it's fucking dramatic, right? That's how we market your cigarettes. Because everybody's cigarettes are toasted. Everybody's cigarettes are cancer. Yours is toasted. Bro, real life. You tell that client, you're so high.
100% yes.
I don't even understand that statement, bro.
So, it's a marketing term.
Everyone is cancer, but yours toasted.
Yeah, because it's perception. He's talking about perception at the time, and it's 1950s. So to understand all that, right? So my point here is you have to be a fucking complete moron, right, to take it for face value. Everything, it's what inspires you for sure. Granted, 100%. But to go in there with Horatio Kane into a fucking crime scene, oh, it looks like he came everywhere. Yeah, or to be fucking suits Harvey Specter, and then you go in there and fucking, you know what I mean? Edutainment is still great, bro.
I do know what you mean.
Edutainment is still great. But you know, right? There are going to be heroic moments in your career that you do not know yet. But perhaps those are the things that fuel you to get to that point.
Perhaps. Or reality just breaks you, bro.
You make your own scene in a way.
All I'm saying is don't venture into a career based on a TV show.
Just
Highly recommended.
if you're gonna watch YouTube edutainment, just get the edu part. The tainment is just to make you sit there and continue to watch it. That's about it. Bro, I still don't understand why are they from. I'm gonna find what's so funny. Bro? What's so funny, bro?
It's funny because it's very, very.
Relevant for them.
No, it's not
for some
relevant.
reason.
Bro, how can this be relevant in any possible fucking
You just
way?
said it.
Are you saying you actually experienced this?
Nah, not me personally, but I will not name names.
Okay, anyways.
You have people that actually go
Let's
deep.
not dive
Let's
deeper
not
into
dive
this.
there, lah. Okay. I mean,
Chok, you know,
that's a separate issue.
you know people
issue.
that dive
We'll
this
do
deep.
this
That's a separate issue.
off camera.
Yeah, that's a separate issue. But entertainment is not for everyone. For me.
Yes, all I'm saying is you edutainment is one thing. You absorb the content, fair enough. If it inspires you, then do something else, whatever. It is not a replacement for structured, in-depth education. I feel.
Yep. I mean, you don't want to go driving a manual car just from what you learn on YouTube. So.
I think maybe now, for sure, 100% I agree with you. But in the future, I'm not so sure. Because there are many ways of entertainment, as you all mentioned, because people take entertainment differently. So sometimes reading a book with
But
only words could be pure, thrilling entertainment for that fucker. He could be like, this book is so good. But some people...
it could be full-on rap.
I need to meet
Yes,
this person.
yes, 100%. So I beg. I mean, we can agree to disagree for sure. But if it fuels you, for sure. But of course, don't take it as face value. No, not everybody's Harvey Specter, and not everybody is in Horatio Kane, or nor they are Don Draper.
Or Ash Ketchum.
Yeah,
Oh, so it's the person that's gonna watch this actually can relate to this and be like, what the fucking assholes.
there's a distinct possibility.
Is it Lashwin? Is it Lashwin?
Lashwin? Why do you always think it's Lashwin, bro?
Because he's the first comment.
No.
I-
Dan C is sometimes the first
Oh
comment.
yeah, Dancy. I like Dancy. I want to see his face lah.
Wow. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, but also still remember, if y'all would prefer the topic, which anime will you smash? Comment, I wanna smash. Okay? Lashwin, please. Melody, please.
They're not gonna.
Dancy,
comment.
come
Please
on.
don't
You know you
comment.
want it.
I will delete the comment anyway.
No, I can see it, John. I always see the comment before you see it.
We'll see. Any last words? Oh, before to introduce ourselves.
Oh shit.
I'm John. I do events. I do part-time YouTube. Link is in the description below.
I'm MC Black. I do MCing for a living. Hire me, but I have an MC job next week, thank God. Yeah.
I'm Andrew. I do e-wallet.
Yes! And his job, he's behind the scene.
He does videos. His link is in the description below.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
pretty good.
Call it a day.
Ciao.
Fun.
I'm not sure if you can sing.
Nice.
Now I'm not sure I can sing. That's the
Part of me
bad
hopes we can't
news.
sing.